Yeah, we got a great turnout. It's kind of cool. I get to see a whole bunch of friends I haven't seen for a long, long time. Oh, we just have a guest join us. Gary, how you doing, man? Dave and Alice, all the way over in Malaysia. My goodness. Yeah, it's great. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk a lot about natural gas plants and optimizing condensate stabilizers. A little bit about kind of how the plant process works, and then a bit about how we can do some analytical measurements. So although we're going to be talking about hardware like condensate stabilizers and big operating vessels and facilities, we're going to spend some time talking about analyzers and analytical methods too. So when this natural gas comes in, we try to separate it to bring off a gas phase portion of it, and we let the liquids go off to be processed. And this might go into a cold absorber, like with a rich and lean solvent that we use to separate it. There's a number of ways we can do this. You'll often see propane cooling on these things. And what we'll do is we'll take the gas that comes in and try to make natural gas liquids as an outlet product. They're worth a lot more money. If we take that fluid and we make it colder, so if we lower the temperature, then we'll push more of the light ends. We'll push more of the things like propane and ethane, the light hydrocarbons. As it gets colder, they'll go into the liquid phase. That which we can measure, we can control. And control leads us to make better money.
Thank you. Those are tool polls, all for us and all for our information. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so very much. Now, questions, answers. Okay, is this spec C4 and density applicable for other countries? As far as I know, this is only good for Canada. That comes from Kumar.
Yeah, and I know certainly what the specs I was referring to are Canadian specifications. In the US, a lot of times, or other countries will sometimes put it as a vapor pressure specification. And actually, even on the Enbridge lines, they look at vapor pressure. And on the Pembina lines, they look more at C4 minus. So the specifications are applicable, but different in different places. You know, again, there's a couple of JP3 guys that do a lot on the US side, so they would probably know more there. But it's a very common thing to have to either look at the butane content or the vapor pressure for a lot of these fluids. And in the US, there's a lot of the Permian oil that's produced is really light, and it's a lot like our condensate. And so they put heater treaters in, and they're doing the same thing. They're trying to drive the butane out to get the vapor pressure down so they can put it into a pipeline. But it was great having you, and thanks for coming.